Greetings, viewers, and thanks for joining me out in the garage today. Got the light shining down on the fender here. Now, I asked you guys what you thought about fenders. Nobody really gave me much input on it, only a couple people. I wanted to do it, I was going to do it anyway. So let me get over here and show you what I've done. Now I'm going to build the other side for you, but I have welded this to the body. I've beveled these edges and rounded these corners. I've attached this to the frame. Okay, I'm going to show you that. I think it's great. It sticks out the same as the body, and it kind of holds the same bevel the body does-ish, kind of, as best I could. I tell you, once you take the doors off and wheel one of these trucks, you're never going to want to put them back on. I can hardly get Slim out of the driver's seat. I did that and broke that. My son has a tube bender coming. I want to protect my corners because I thought I wouldn't hurt them, and first time out testing the locker I did. So this is temporary, but it is on there for now. I used my winch several times. It's awesome. On this side, I'm going to show you what I've done. Now, I've already cut the basic shape. Take my grinder, make 3 or 4 passes across in the places I want to bend. Put that over the edge of your counter and bend that. Now, I've made it match the other side. I've already cut my brace. I've marked it out where it's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and weld that on, kind of show you the process I went through on the fender. Now, Slim said I should have shown you more on this heater. And I also had a viewer say, why didn't you show us making this breather? Really? Hacking stuff up and putting 2 hose clamps on? I don't think those are really that big necessary, but maybe that's why my show is where it is and I need to do more things. So a viewer suggested I go over how I installed this heater. It came with adapters to go straight to straight. I had to buy 1 more. I put 2 elbows on the heater, which I'll go show you. These are preformed pipes off a 3rd Gen 4Runner. I've done so many of those tore apart. I got a bunch of those hoses laying around. I just hacked up a couple things out of my parts bin, used the 2 straight adapters there, used the 1 straight adapter here that I bought. I ran 2 elbows in here, and that is just setting there. That is 1.5 inch drain pipe I'm using to run up to the defrosters. Now, please comment. Please, I love the comments. If you want to see stuff like that installed, I'll do that. It just seems to me like that is just, it came with everything. It took 10 minutes and a few pieces of pipe. You may not have crap like that around and would have to do it different. But anyway, I'll start showing more of that. I took a cutoff wheel, the old wheel of death, went around this, cut it off to match what I could save of the base. I used some epoxy and paper underneath. It's all stuck together. When it comes time to change the unit or the air filter, I'm gonna have a thing to do there. Okay. Now I'm getting completely off track. I hope this temporary bumper holds till my son gets done building what he needs to build so I can get a hold of that bender. I'm going to do some 1 3/4 inch tube, maybe line these back fenders. Maybe, anyway, we don't even know yet. So hang on just a minute. I'm almost 5 minutes in. We ain't even started on this yet. But I'm going to show you how I did these fenders. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy watching that. So hang on. All right, now on this side, and if you're wanting to know what I did, I got my scrap of metal. I went 7 inches in because that's how far it is from the bed to the body up there at the front corner. I just marked out a 7 foot by 33 inches because that's what the measures turned out to be, the way I had it marked out. I went to one side and just used my carpenter's eye and sighted straight up from the bump stop, which is center of the axle, and then measured over on this side the same distance and put my center mark. I went down here at, these are 1 foot, 1 foot, and 9 inches, because that's what it turned out to be. I put a center mark on this piece. I'm gonna take it up there and tack it on, and then I'll put, tacks everywhere, stitch welded on there like I did the other side. All right, I'll just put that on the end there. I already have my mark and leveled at 4 inches up. The tire barely hits the bottom. I'm giving room for larger tires here, so I'm just gonna hold this up right on my line and right at the halfway mark, and that's where I'll put my first tack. Come on now. It's heavier on the back. Okay, so that little struggle was real there for just a second. Check my marks. That looks right. Put another tack on it here. Yeah, I was getting a really bad connection there for some reason. All right, well, I coated this whole bed with fluid film to help prevent rust on it because it was old to begin with, and yeah, that's just kind of how it behaves when you try to weld to it. Hang on just a minute, I'm going to put another spot on here, get each wing. I'll measure off the other side. I make one side by sight, by feel, by whatever I think it needs to be the way it needs to be, and then I'll take the measurements, bring them over here, and duplicate it. And remember, if it isn't exactly right on either side, or, you know, one side to the other, you can't look at both sides at the same time, right? Wise man once told me that. Now, I got it tacked on here. Okay, now with that being said, I can go over there and take measures from the cab to this mark, and from the back to this mark, or even this mark. If I go over there and measure from here to here, it's 80. From here to here, it's only 79 3/4. But if I measure from the cab to this point, it's the same measure on both sides. I don't remember what it is now, but I know it was the same on both sides. So you can choose whatever you want. Remodel carpentry is like that. You want me to match your existing house, or do you want me to make it straight? These fenders match. They match the center of the wheel up at their center mark. So that's all I'm really after. I couldn't tell you what this 40-year-old truck, how crooked it might be. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tack this on. I'm going to show you my brace. I'm going to show you how I mark it and cut it. I'm going to treat it with some fluid film like I did the other side because I like the natural metal, but I don't want it to get super rusty. All right, now these fenders made out of that same hunk of diamond plate that my buddy Nate donated to the garage. These pieces are leftover C-channel I have from another job. I'm going to put that on right there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, now down here, I'm sorry, try to get that light out of your face. I cut these the same. I measured. I'm going to weld that to the frame all underneath, above, and below, and then weld this to the fender here. You can kind of see in there, it's all going to set flat. That's my first attempt at tying the bed to the frame. I used aluminum in here. This is actual steel body panel from a roof on the first two. That one up front is an aluminum license plate folded 3 times over. Same thing on the other side. Well, I hit the corner real hard and the bed shifted, so I can't have that. I don't plan to take it off. The fuel system's clean and working now. Yeah, wider rear end, spacers for the front, all kinds of things coming on this. You don't even know, because I don't even know. But anyway, first step of tying it in. Am I going to tie it in up here with something? Possibly. I'd like to line this with a real fine, like maybe a 1/2 inch diameter, smooth, what the hell, a piece of stock. Anyway, I'm going to weld these gaps shut and put my piece on here, do some more tacking. I'll show you how I'm going to cut it, and then I'll probably wrap this up. Now, of course, I try to do, of course, I try to do all my labor stuff myself. Obvious there, I think. I don't like to spend money on things. I said something about that seat costing so much. Wow. Now, if I had a bunch of money and didn't mind spending that, sure, I'm sure it's worth it. I'd much rather take my own crap I got, you know, sitting around my garage and make stuff. So anyway, and I'm trying to get my microphone working. I got a new microphone, but I can't seem to make it work. Hang on, let me tack this in. And that's how you get so much better attack when you clean your stuff first. Again, I have soaked this frame in bed with fluid film in an effort to prevent rust. So it's a little tough to get a weld started, but once you get your burn started, you're good. Because if you don't think the heat from that welder burns right through that fluid film, you'd be wrong. All right, so you got the basic idea. Now, I'm going to weld that across there, up the back, down here, inside, and up the back here, some across the top, probably 2. I'm going to tack a bunch on here. I did stitch welds on the other side. When I get ready to cut it, I'll tune you right back in. So hang on just a minute. All right, now I have welded this around with some stitch welds. Went all the way around. I still got some wire brushing to do. I put that rear brace in. I'm still contemplating the front brace. Now, my measurements on the front, I was 6 inches at the bottom. Whoop. All right, and at the back, they're different lengths. Watch out, dog. I just passed his ball through here. Anyway, I was 5 3/4 back here from my edge to my corner. Now I'll take my straight edge, which I know this is all pretty elementary. I'm going to take that up all the way to the end here. Sorry, I'll know which line to get. There we go. And then do the same on the front. Look at how intent he is on that ball until I'll toss it. Now he don't want it. All right, and same thing down here, up to my point, down to my mark. Take the wheel of death. That was out. I was focusing on the dog. I'm going to take my wheel of death and cut those down real quick. He loves to get in the vehicles and go. You know, I've been catching some grief about people saying I mistreat my dog by taking him out wheeling. I don't get that at all. He loves it. But anyway, let me cut those real quick. Be sure and don your safety equipment. I love the wheel of death. It's an adventure. Go grab your fluid film to finish it off. Yeah, I could have buffed it a little bit more and got some of that off, but I don't care. Spray up the bed. Spray the tops of the fenders. Now they'll continue their current rusted condition, but they won't get worse, especially where the welds are. And I'll get underneath and spray from the back side where the welds are. Whether you choose to fluid film or no, that's your business. That's something I like to do to help preserve my ride. Love my truck, love this Mini, that's awesome. So let me know what you think, if you have a thought on it. I love the Mini, I love the doors off. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff is free, easy, and painless. The temporary bumper, hopefully only on there temporarily. Oswald and I sure do appreciate you. We love you. Have a super great day.